Hello, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. My name is David.
And I'm Emily. We are so happy you are here to practice with us today.
Today, we have something very special for you. We are going to tell a story. Not just any story, but a short mystery story.
That's right. And here's a question for you. Have you ever wanted to be a detective? To solve a puzzle? Today, you can.
We will tell the story in small parts. After each part, we will explain some important vocabulary to help you understand.
Your job is to listen carefully. And if you want an extra challenge, you can try a technique called shadowing.
Shadowing is very simple. It just means you listen to us and you try to say the same sentences just like an echo. It's a fantastic way to improve your pronunciation and speaking rhythm.
Exactly. So, get comfortable, put on your detective hats, and let's begin our mystery story. Are you ready? Let's go.
Okay, Emily, let's set the scene. Here is the first part of our story. Listen carefully. The story is called The Case of the Missing Jewel. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Inside the Grand City Library, it was quiet. The only sounds were the soft turning of pages and the gentle patter of rain against the tall windows. An elderly woman, Mrs. Gable, sat at a large wooden table. She was famous in the city for her wealth and her incredible collection of jewelry. Today, she was wearing her favorite piece, a sparkling diamond necklace. It shone brightly, even in the dim light of the library. She smiled, touching the necklace gently as she read her book. A young man sat at a table nearby, and the librarian, Mr. Croft, was busy behind his desk.
What a great start! So, let's review. Where does our story take place?
It takes place in a grand city library.
And what is the weather like?
It's a rainy afternoon.
And we have our main character, Mrs. Gable. What is she famous for?
She is famous for her wealth and her incredible collection of jewelry. This sounds important.
It does sound important. Now, let's look at a few words from that part of the story. The first word is grand.
Yes, we said it was a grand city library. Grand, spelled G-R-A-N-D, means very big, beautiful, and impressive.
Exactly. Think of a grand castle or a grand hotel. It suggests that the library is not a small, simple building. It's large and special. You can say it with us. Grand.
The next word is sparkling. We described the necklace as a sparkling diamond necklace.
Sparkling. S-P-A-R-K-L-I-N-G means shining with many small points of bright light, like stars in the night sky.
Or like a beautiful diamond. It's a wonderful word. Try it. Sparkling. Fantastic! You're doing a great job.
You really are. Understanding these words helps you build a picture of the story in your mind.
Okay, I think we are ready for the next part of the mystery. I am excited to find out what happens next.
Me too. Let's continue. Remember, Mrs. Gable is in the library, smiling and reading her book. Here we go.
Suddenly, Mrs. Gable let out a small gasp. Her hand flew to her neck, where the necklace had been just a moment before. Her fingers found only her skin. The cold, heavy feeling of the diamonds was gone. Her eyes opened wide with shock and fear. The necklace had vanished.
Oh no! This is where the mystery really begins. So, what happened, Emily?
Well, Mrs. Gable realized her necklace was gone. It had completely vanished from her neck.
And how did she react? She let out a small gasp. Her hand flew to her neck. This shows she is very surprised and scared.
Absolutely. Imagine that feeling. One moment, her beautiful, valuable necklace is there, and the next moment, it's gone.
What do you, our listeners, think happened? Did someone take it? Did it fall? Let's learn some words from this section to help us think.
Okay, a very important word from that part was gasped. Gasped. A gasp is a short, quick breath you take when you are surprised or shocked.
It's a sound, really. Like this. When you hear surprising news, you might gasp. Try saying the word, gasped.
Perfect. The other key word is vanished. Vanished. This is a great word. It means to disappear suddenly and completely.
It's like magic. Poof. 1 second you see it, the next you don't. The necklace didn't just fall. From her perspective, it vanished.
Try saying it with us. Vanished. Great work! You are learning some very descriptive English words today.
And using descriptive words is the key to great storytelling. Okay, the necklace is gone. What happens now?
We need some suspects. Every good mystery needs suspects. Let's see who they are in the next part of the story.
Here we go. Listen closely for the people who might be our suspects.
Mrs. Gable stood up, her chair making a loud scraping sound in the quiet library. "My necklace," she whispered, her voice trembling. "It's gone." The librarian, Mr. Croft, looked up from his desk, his eyes showing concern. The young man at the other table also looked up. He seemed nervous, and he quickly looked down at his book again, avoiding Mrs. Gable's eyes.
Ooh, this is getting interesting. So, we now have 2 other people in the room, 2 potential suspects.
Yes. First, we have Mr. Croft, the librarian. He seems concerned, which means he is worried.
And second, we have the young man. And how is he described, Emily?
He is described as nervous. He looks up, but then he quickly looks away. That seems a little suspicious, doesn't it?
It certainly does. So now we have our mystery, and we have our suspects, the quiet librarian and the nervous young man.
This is a classic mystery setup. Let's pause and look at the vocabulary before we find out more.
Great idea. The first word we should look at is suspect. S-U-S-P-E-C-T. A suspect is a person who the police or other people think might be guilty of a crime.
Exactly. In our story, Mr. Croft and the young man are suspects because they were in the library when the necklace vanished. We don't know if they did it, but it's a possibility.
It's a very useful word in mystery stories. Try saying it. Suspect. Great job!
The other word was nervous. N-E-R-V-O-U-S. The young man seemed nervous. This feeling is when you are worried, anxious, or a little frightened.
You might feel nervous before a big test or before speaking in public. The young man's nervous behavior makes us wonder, why is he nervous? Is he hiding something?
Excellent question. Practice the word with us. Nervous. You are doing so well. Keeping up with a story like this is a big step in your English learning journey.
It really is. Okay, let's get back to the library. What will Mrs. Gable do now?
Let's find out. Here is the next part of The Case of the Missing Jewel.
Mr. Croft rushed over to Mrs. Gable's table. "What happened, madam?" he asked in a low voice. Before Mrs. Gable could explain, the main doors of the library opened. A woman in a long coat walked in. She was Detective Miller. She had been called by Mrs. Gable earlier about a different matter, but she arrived at the perfect time.
It seems I'm just in time for a puzzle, Detective Miller said, her voice calm and clear. She looked at Mrs. Gable, then at the concerned Mr. Croft, and finally at the nervous young man, who was trying to seem invisible. "Nobody leave," she said calmly. "Let's solve this."
Wow, a detective arrives on the scene. This is getting very exciting. Detective Miller seems very professional.
She does. She is described as calm and clear. She is not panicking. She is in control of the situation.
And what does she do? She immediately tells everyone to stay. Nobody leave. She is starting her investigation.
An investigation is the process of trying to find all the facts about something in order to find the truth. The detective is beginning her investigation.
I wonder what she will find. What clue will solve the mystery?
This is the moment we've been waiting for, the solution to the mystery. Listen very carefully to this last part of the story. Detective Miller first walked over to the young man. He looked up, his face pale. "May I see your book?" the detective asked. As he handed it to her, she noticed something on the floor. It was a tiny piece of broken glass, but it wasn't from the necklace. Then she turned to Mrs. Gable. "Tell me, madam, when did you last feel the necklace on your neck?" Mrs. Gable thought for a moment. "Right before I gasped," she said. Detective Miller nodded. She looked closely at Mrs. Gable's elegant wool coat, which was draped over the back of her chair. And then she saw it. Caught on a small button on the coat's sleeve was the necklace's clasp. The clasp had opened and the necklace had slipped off, but one end was still attached to the coat. The rest of the heavy necklace was hidden in the folds of the coat, on the floor. It had never been stolen at all.
Unbelievable. So the necklace was never stolen. It just fell off and got caught on her coat.
That's right. The mystery is solved. The young man was just nervous because he was very shy. The librarian was just trying to help.
And Detective Miller solved it all just by observing carefully. She didn't look for a criminal. She looked for the simplest explanation.
What a fun story. And you, our amazing listeners, you followed along the entire time. You solved the mystery with us.
You did. You listened to a story in English, you learned new vocabulary, and you practiced your comprehension skills. That is something to be very proud of.
Let's quickly review what happened. A valuable necklace seemed to vanish, creating a mystery with two suspects. But the clever detective found the truth.
The truth was that the necklace simply fell off. The clasp, which is the part that opens and closes, got caught on her coat. A simple accident.
This story is a great example of how listening for details is so important. Detective Miller solved the case by noticing a tiny detail.
Just like when you are learning English, listening for the small details can make a big difference in your understanding.
We really encourage you to go back and listen to the story again. This time, try shadowing. Listen to a sentence, pause the podcast, and say the sentence out loud. Try to copy our intonation and rhythm.
It might feel strange at first, but it is one of the most effective ways to improve your speaking. You are training your mouth and your brain to work together in English.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this special storytelling episode. You did a brilliant job.
We are so proud of your progress. Keep practicing, stay curious, and join us again next time for more English learning fun. Bye for now.